Hey guys, what's up? This is me, Sean from TechDrill.webs.com, YouTube.com/MP, and this is my part 2 review of the software, MyTouch 3G slide versus MyTouch 4G slide. There you go. So we'll compare the software now. We'll get back to where we left off. I encourage you guys to watch part 1 if you guys missed it. So next we'll launch another application called Snoozy right here. This is a web browser based on SMS data instead of an internet connection. There we go. First on the 4G side. Actually, I had this Engadget page opened up yesterday. Or, might not have been yesterday, might have been a little while ago. But I guess it sort of remembered that it was having that there. So, yeah. Next, I'll show you guys the internet speeds, web browsing speeds. This is a 4G device capable of 14.4 megabits download speeds. This is a 3G device capable of 7.2 megabits download speeds. But right now they're both connected to Wi-Fi. The 3G side has Wi-Fi 802.11 ABG, and that's it. The 4G side, on the other hand, has ABG and N. And I do have a 802.11 ABG and N router, so you're going to be able to get the N spectrum, which is presumably the fastest spectrum currently available that you can have. So real quick, you guys can just see the color, color contrast difference here. We'll pinch out. You guys can see it just there. So we'll launch Android main. Again, they're connected to the same Wi-Fi networks. As you guys can see, they're both on Wi-Fi. And I'll show you guys how this is going to work. You guys can see it different in color, and definitely viewing angles are much better on the Super LCD WVGA 3.7 inch panel on the MyTouch 4G side. So we'll click Android main right now. Ready, set, go. And it appeared that it clicked a little bit quicker on the 3G side with the audible tone, but it's done on the 4G side. As you guys can see here, very quick with that dual core 1.2 gigahertz processor and the 600 megahertz processor on the 3G side, still chugging along here. It's still loading, and it's done. So considerably faster on the 4G side, as you guys can see there, and it'll also benefit from the ability of this having 4G data speeds versus 3G data speeds when you're not connected to a Wi-Fi hotspot or router or device. So anyways, you guys can see here, we'll zoom in to the, actually I'll zoom into the top as far as they'll go. So you guys can see the text is a lot more crisper on the 3G side, excuse me, the 4G side. You guys can't really see here, but with this WVGA screen, again, it's the RGB, not pentile, because it's Super LCD as opposed to like an AMOLED screen. It just looks really crisp, and again, those colors look absolutely amazing comparing the two. So next we'll show you guys, I don't know if you guys saw that, but when you pinch out here all the way, it just gives you that little gray area around. But when you pinch out all the way here on the MyTouch 4G slide, it'll bring you into your Windows preview where you get this nice little reflection on the bottom, and then you click this and you can open up a new window. This will presumably take me to Google. We'll just go to Google here. Actually, we'll go to Android Central. We'll load that up as soon as we get it open on the 3G side. Here on the 3G side, you just go to Windows, and then you get that sort of reflection in pretty much the same view. And you can open up a new page. This one opens up just a status bar, excuse me, a URL bar. This actually opens up to a web page. So we'll click on Android Central on both. They've both been loaded before, so they should be cached. And go. And it's taking off on the 4G side, excuse me. And you guys can see we'll pinch out all the way. And it still hasn't left the Google page, but you can see progress is being made on the 3G side. Done on the 4G side. That flash is still taking a little while to load. There we go. Now it's completely done on the 4G side, and the 3G side is still loading. Again, the 4G side has full flash 11 support, 11.1 1, I believe it is. And the MyTouch 3G slide only has flashlight support, seeing as a flash for some reason isn't available in the Android market for the 3G slide. So we're still waiting, chugging along. You guys can see the performance of the web browser is very nice, very smooth. A few flash elements still haven't loaded up there. You can see right down there. It should load up pretty quickly though. I've also noticed with Android Central, as you guys can see the picture that's just popping up now, this isn't a problem with the phone or anything. Android Central, I guess, just has the pictures load as soon as you get to that area. I guess to save on RAM or something like that. So it's not the phone's problem. It's just a website issue. So you can see the flash is having a little bit of trouble loading, but you can see that this flash loaded up pretty darn quickly. It's very interactable, and you can still navigate the page with relative ease. It's very smooth and experience. The 3G side's still loading. It's getting there. Again, the screen difference is very visible here. I don't know if you guys can see. Colors look much better here. Better pixel density. This is a better web browsing experience. And with a dual-core processor, it's now faster. Has a newer software, so it's more intelligent. And it also has it's also better interactable with that flash support. So you can see the 3G slide still loading here. It's finished actually. Just finished like a second ago, before I said that. But it didn't load the flash, and as you guys can see here, I guess it just struggled so hard it force closed out of that. And this is an issue that is the main reason why I'm getting the 4G slide and why I have this as my primary device, because it's constantly having issues with me having to go on the settings, clear RAM and cache and all that crap. Whereas, as you guys can see here, there's about a gig of ROM for me to install applications on the 3G, the 4G slide. There's about, I think it's like 150 megabytes of application storage, and a lot of it's used up to it makes it about 60, I believe, megabytes of storage that I can install applications on the 3G slide. So it was just getting on my nerves so much that I just decided to switch. You guys can see here, I have much more applications installed on the MyTouch 4G slide, and most of my applications on the 3G slide are even installed to my SD card, and yet still the phone memory is at 88 kilobytes here, at 615 megabytes, which is, I believe, like 10 times more than the 3G slide came stock out of the box. And it's just so much of a nicer experience compared to here. As you guys can see, the live wallpaper struggles just to operate, and just scrolling in the application all programs menu with the live wallpaper running is a choppy experience altogether. It's just very frustrating. So next, we'll show you guys another difference, since the web browser doesn't want to cooperate, with the weather. So you guys can see we got clocks on each. Well, I'll actually go into the clock first. So you see it launch first on the 4G side, excuse me. You guys can see you still have this sort of scrolling bar at the bottom on each. Not much has changed with either of them in terms of the interface. See considerable lag there. Pretty much the stopwatch is the only application out of these clock applications that's changed, with the ability for you to set a lap time. You guys can see these are pretty much identical, the alarms, once that loads up. There you go. See that they're pretty much identical. We'll go to world clock, that's pretty much identical. And then you guys saw the original clock. So anyways, guys, stay tuned for part 3. Hopefully the final part of this software comparison between the MyTouch 4G slide and MyTouch 3G slide. Anyways, this is me, Sean, from pt.2. Use the concept SMP, and I'll talk to you guys in part 3. So stay tuned for that, and you guys can see it finally loaded up there. So anyways, stay tuned, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.